Well, I think everything is good. Yeah. So I'll just get kind of right into it. Maybe wait a minute or so, just see if somebody shows up. How do you guys like the adventure room? This is a bedroom that, because we only have one kid now, and she is sleeping downstairs. This is what we turned one of our spare rooms into. Um, Basically, keep all of our artifacts and whatnot that we've found over the years. And this room took the longest, actually. Hey, Jeremy, good to see you, buddy. As soon as I saw that and one person's joined, I'm like, I bet you that's my boy Jeremy. So but I'm just going to get right into it. I was just, and Jeremy, if you didn't hear that, just kind of showing. This is oh, hey guys, how are you? Chronos Overland. If you're still watching, Jeremy, they're a YouTube channel too, so maybe check them out. But yeah, so I'll get, like I said, right into it. But I did have a video scheduled for today, but with the holidays coming up, it's kind of hard to make time to go out and do something. So I just thought, hey, I'll go live, save that video for another time, and it just helps out a lot. And I haven't gone live for about a month, so I just wanted, it's a good way to say hey to all you guys and chit chat and kind of see what you guys are doing. So but the video I had planned for today will go live on the 19th, which is Thursday, and then but we'll still have a video on Sunday. So that was a pretty fun time. So yeah, so hey Kevin, doing good, man. Doing really good. Like I was just kind of saying, had some videos planned, but just thought I'd go live, and because these are a lot of fun, and it helps kind of prolong the content. So, but we do have some. Sorry, I'll just kind of backtrack there. We are going out Saturday with Walter and Joanne from Findings and Life's Moments. We're going to do, hopefully, our first winter trip of 2024. So we're going to be heading past the Manning Park area with them. Should be a lot of fun. So technically, this will be the first time using the diesel heater. Now, originally it was going to just be me, because Cheyenne just, again, is working like crazy at the hospital, and really difficult for her to get some time off, but she was able to get time off. But my initial plan was, because I don't want her to get tortured, was to try spending the night just using a whole whack of hand warmers. There's a lot of YouTube videos. I'm sure some of you guys have seen the Outdoor Boys. He does videos like that, and Mav has done it. 100 candles or whatever. But we're just gonna, use the diesel heater. We're gonna be sleeping in the back of the truck, obviously, because we took the tent off. And yeah, it should be a fun time. Hoping there's gonna be some snow, just because that's always a lot of fun. But yeah, so that's kind of our plan going forward for this weekend. Now that video won't be uploaded till, well, 2 Sundays from now. And we do have some pretty cool ideas. It's just trying right now to make the time to do that stuff, with the holidays and Christmas shopping and all that. It's just hard to get out at all. So, but I'll throw it out there too. If you guys have any questions or whatever, how are you guys doing? Just, I'm watching the chat right now, and yeah, I can answer whatever you guys have to ask. So yeah, Cheyenne's 4Runner has been working well. It was scheduled for to go in on Tuesday, but unfortunately, they were just too busy to get to it. So we have to kind of hold off on that now for a week or two, just because that's when they could reschedule us. But we've been driving it a little bit. Get a notification, my security camera. Um, it's running well. We're super happy with it. The more we drive it, just the more we like it. And what I have noticed is I don't feel much of a difference. Here, I'm going to answer this. I'm planning on moving to my self-converted SUV camper this coming new year. I have an 03 Ford Expedition. Do you have any advice on living in? Oh, geez. Well, good for you, for one. If I was single, and Kevin, I would totally be living in a van. I have fallen in love with that lifestyle, that freedom. I'm not so sure if you do, but Chrome from Van City Van Life, it's kind of funny with him. There's people that love him, and then there's people that hate him. But I think that's pretty normal on YouTube. I love the idea of just kind of waking up in a new place every day. Any advice? I think you got to make it. Oh, yeah, you're a huge fan. Yeah, and me too. To be honest, that's where a lot of my inspirations came from. I started watching YouTube on a regular basis, years ago. This probably going back 5, 6 years ago, and Chrome was the first YouTuber that I watched that lived close by, and for me, that just was cool. I've always watched YouTube on and off, but to see videos of places I've been and be like, oh, like that's not too far from my house. Excuse me. I instantly just fell in life. Fell in love. Sorry, I'm trying to read the comments too at the same time. And I loved it. And he was a big inspiration. And if you go back on our Adventures Are Us YouTube channel, some of the first videos, I try to, not copy, but use kind of the same type of filming as Chrome, using the kind of hip-hoppy music. Mine were horrible, but he's a big inspiration into me. Just so you know, and I'd like to throw this out there all the time, I've always been one of those people where, like, if a YouTuber ask a question or whatever, I'm on my phone and typing, trying to help. And Chrome's one shirt that he has, and probably a sticker of him sitting on the poo bucket, when it says I shit in a bucket or whatever like that. That drawing where it's him sitting on a bucket, his car's in the background. I introduced that an artist to him. I've been following this artist on Instagram called Guy Creations, and I want to use him to. Yes, it's a sweet shirt. Now, this Guy, he does just incredible and automotive art. That's kind of what he does. And I want to use him to do a picture of the Denali, for in the future stickers and whatnot. And he makes them really look that rad, kind of, all arched up, like it's going to go fast and stuff like that. And I threw that out to Chrome. He used it, and I've chit-chatted with Chrome a few times. I've met him during COVID. He was here in Hope at the Flying J gas station, the truck stop here. And I was actually on the search for toilet paper at that time, because we all remember that you couldn't find that anywhere. So, I saw him outside. I went up to him, introduced myself. He gave me a whole whack of stickers, which I still have some today. And I came out and was just got my toilet paper, and it was napkins, because that's all I could find. So, and when he was with the cat lady, We were supposed to get together and do something as kind of like a couple. We were going to take him underground to a couple mines, but just it never worked out. He's again extremely busy, but he's definitely a cool guy, and he's been a big inspiration. Going back to van life, this is actually like a, a good topic because we lived in an RV, a fifth wheel. It was a bigger one, but we had to move up to that. Kind of a little bit of a backstory on that. When we moved to BC, we were at a time in our life, and this was about 10 years ago, that it was kind of now or never. I think a lot of people who live Ontario, over that way east, they all want to go to in British Columbia just because of how wild it is, the mountains. And our kids were young enough that we could still go and it would be easy for them to make friends. We got ourselves into a position in life where, by hard work and a lot of dedication, it was either we stay in Ontario for 6 months or 6 more months, be able to buy a house, or move to BC and still hopefully stick to that path and buy a house here. And we made the move. It, it was crazy how fast that happened. We sold so much stuff, because when you ship across the country, it's about weight. And I got rid of my motorcycle, all my dirt bikes at that time, like the kids' dirt bikes, all my tools, just anything heavy. And we took what was important and, our main furnish and stuff, and all the kids' toys and stuff like that. But we got rid of so much, so much. Now, fast forward after being here for a year. Yeah, absolutely. I've been wanting to buy some of his shirts too. I really like some of the newer shirts that he has. I think like the double V's with like the writing on the hood and whatnot. It's definitely pretty sweet. I have some of his old school stickers. This is going back during COVID days. But as I was saying, it was expensive moving across the country, very expensive. And work and didn't start when it should. And Cheyenne's, being in healthcare, it went from being, a certain amount of money, excuse me, to, for some reason, you can move from Ontario to Alberta and still be a healthcare aide. You can't from BC. You have to, it's all like a money grab. But what we thought was going to be about $200 fee turned out to be almost a $1,500 fee. I didn't start work at, this when I should, just because I don't, just that's when the company could hire me on, is when they were getting into their busy time. It's just a hiccup, and trying to find housing. We bounced around from motels to hotels for a good month and a half, just eating away all of our savings that we had. We did get into a place, but we were just it was going back, like we were sinking basically. And it was kind of, we got to make a crazy decision. Do we go back home and just kind of get back to our normal life, or do we try to make this work? And we ended up buying a 28-foot Citation trailer, a fifth wheel. It was an 86, if I didn't say that already. A beautiful trailer on the outside and inside, obviously old. And we told him, like the buyer, what we're using it for and whatnot, like to live in. And this was just to kind of give us a jump and just help us be able to save some money. Now, when we went and looked at it, it was under a cover. And he said, no, it doesn't have any leaks and blah, 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 blah. It didn't smell like it, like any of like a musty smell or whatever. And I remember we bought it about 2 months before we decided to move, and because we wanted some time just to customize it so it would work for our family. And the big heavy rain that we got the one night, and Cheyenne and I went out for a walk, and as we were going back inside the house, we said, let's just open the door and check it out. Well, it was pissing down rain as hard outside as it was inside, and or the other way around. It was raining as hard inside, there we go, as it was outside. Cheyenne broke down because we've already given our notice at that time. And I just, my heart sank because we were supposed to be moving into this thing. And we spent, a good chunk of change on that. But again, just kind of put our nose down, redid the entire inside, moved in and lived in that for about 6 months. And then we upgraded to a 32-foot trailer. Now I know that a trailer that size is way bigger than a van, but what living in a small space, and again, it was with Cheyenne, my 2 kids, I had a dog at that time, one person in a van, it basically felt the same probably. But what I learned from that is how everything we have, we didn't need. Because we moved into a trailer, we put everything back in storage and just had what we needed, right? A bed for us to sleep in. The kids had a few toys, their PlayStation, and beds for them, and that was it. And when I would go to our storage locker, because we had to get like the Halloween costumes or whatever, when I would sit there sometimes and just look at everything that we owned and just like, wow, I can't believe I've spent all this time, all this money in buying shit that I don't really need. And it made me just kind of look at life a little bit different. And Jeremy too, as he's kind of in writing in the comments, he too, for a while was living in a motorhome. It's very common here in BC. That's one thing that kind of, when we moved here and seeing everyone living in their RVs, their motorhomes, tiny houses, and van life, truck life, whatever, it was pretty cool to see, right? This life that people are living, and it's it will be nervous for a while. But you just got to make the best of it. If you just sit in one place for a while and you don't take advantage of, having that ability to go sleep somewhere cool or whatever, like Chrome says, he likes to be able to be, and wake up in front of the ocean, wake up in front of the lake, in the forest. Even sleeping in a Walmart parking lot can actually be really exciting. Again, back on our Adventures R Us YouTube channel, that started off as just kind of a vloggy, recording our activities with our kids. And when I kind of said I was kind of falling along the lines of Chrome, being inspired by him, one of our first videos, again, very horrible video, so please don't go and watch it. We slept in a Walmart parking lot, and it was so much fun. It's something I've been meaning to do again for this channel, some overlanding in a Walmart parking lot. I have set up my tent and everything in a parking lot at Walmart on the island, and it's so much fun. It is a lot of fun. So I've always kind of been that big supporter, to try it. It's exciting, right? It makes you feel like you're part of a club. You do have to, for guys, I think it's way easier. We can just kind of go run off into the bush, the side of the building to do our business. I'm not meaning, take a shit, but, for a girl, it's a lot harder. So that's something that you have to be obviously careful about. But yeah, I think more and more people Stealth camping. Yeah, well, that's for sure. You know, you'll find your spots, and maybe the first week or two will be difficult, right? Because, you know, if you don't do it on a regular basis, uh, you don't know where to sleep, right? You know, yeah, it's going to be, you'll be nervous, but it's going to be super exciting too. And I'm excited for you. It's really neat. That's for sure. Um, Eventually, I want to buy a van of some type. Right now, even if it was like a Dodge Caravan or something, and kind of turning that into a like a van build, just to be able to do things like that. You know, I have ideas for videos and stuff where I want to go sleep, you know, somewhere like downtown Vancouver and kind of live the city life while sleeping in my van. I think that would just be a lot of fun, very exciting, and yeah, I can totally see why people do it. It's pretty darn cool, and yeah. But yeah, on that note, I we lived in an RV year and a half. I actually lived at the Coquihalla. You should be excited, and Kevin. Uh, where I work years ago, again, this is going back quite a while. I've been in Hope for, uh, well, I've been in BC for about 10 years. So this is probably going back about 8 years, give or take. I lived at the Coquihalla campground. This is back when there was old owners or old caretakers, and they did that. The top road was all full-time people, and hey, anti-vax prospecting. It's nice to see you too. We got 7 people here. You guys are all awesome. 3 thumbs up. Let's keep it going. We were just talking about, and every time I say that, it drops. We're down to 6. But that's all right. It's still pretty good. I appreciate you guys that do watch these. I know that it's not, you know, you're just listening to me babble. I do appreciate when people do ask questions or even share a little bit of their life that I can maybe, it, you know, gives me something to talk about. I just kind of came into this one being like, well, here goes. So I appreciate the questions and just talking to you guys a lot. But yeah, as I was saying, I lived in the Coquihalla campground for about 6 months. Crazy story on that, if you guys want to know on the topic. This is just, again, conversation. But and people that live in RVs and in van life and stuff like that, from what I've seen, you either have chosen that life, and what I mean that, when are you going on your next adventure? Well, I'm technically going out on Saturday. We're doing a winter camping. Hopefully we find snow. Well, where we're headed, there should be snow just past Manning Park, but we're going out with Walter and Joanne for an overnight. But we have 2 videos. One's a Christmassy, vloggy style video. I like to do that every year, you know, just kind of share some Christmas spirit. And then we went out on 3-4 days ago. We went up to Coquihalla and had a campfire, cooked a meal. I'll tell you guys because you're here watching this live, but I'm probably going to ruin it for my next videos. I missed the truck rolling over 500,000. Hey, Jay. So disappointing. I have been waiting for the truck to roll over 500,000. Manning Park this past Saturday. It went to the warming cabin. Oh, right on. I guess on snowmobiles. Yeah, we're going to go up to, I think it's Copper Creek Rec Site. That's kind of in between Manning Park and Princeton. So that's, yeah, it's basically just off the highway. Hopefully there's snow. But yeah, as I was saying, we went out to film a video. I didn't think I was going to roll over the 500 during that in video. And, okay, drove right to it, okay. Yeah, and sure enough, we kind of got turned around because a lot of the back roads up there turn into snowmobile trails. And when we got down, we started to film, and I was just starting the truck at the end of our night to just get it warmed up for the girls. And I looked, and I was in 9 kilometers. It was at 500,009 kilometers, and I missed it. So super disappointing, but I would agree, Jeremy, with the RV life is not cheap. They're a lot like a boat. Van life, I think, it's definitely cheaper than rent, especially around here. But it's not as cheap as what people think, that's for sure. You know, oh, sure you're not paying rent, but your gas bill is probably going to be doubled than what it was. Yeah, the maintenance that comes with that, you drive your vehicle more. Sure, if you're just sitting in one spot and not doing anything, going back and forth to work, yeah, you're going to save some money, but that's going to get really boring really quickly. So I think key to just being happy in your vehicle is definitely moving around, and utilizing what you have, because, you don't have the ability to just kind of chill out on your couch or whatever. Yeah, if you do need, if your vehicle breaks, 100%, you will need a hotel. And those are some of the issues, right, that you have when you are living in van life is, one, in maintenance. Like, we've seen it all, from Chrome to Emmy to Jeffy Bear, and Joseph, all those guys, right? What's the other one? Chad from Living the Van Life. When your shit breaks, you screwed. So, but yeah, and moving in, as you said, Kevin, into like a Ford is definitely, hey, thanks, Mike. Yeah, no, appreciate. And yeah, we'll definitely get together sometime. So, and thanks for stopping by, man. Yeah, so, yeah, that's a part of it, right? But I think if you do it properly, you will save money. This house we're living in now is, and we got it for a deal technically. Now we're paying $2,350 a month. It was originally 29, and realistically, with how the market is right now, it would probably get that all day. Oh yeah, yeah. And Ouch is right. Our old place we were at, we were paying. Now again, we've been there for about 6-7 years. We were paying $1,135, just something like that. So we basically have doubled our rent. Now we have double the home, but it's yet you go take care of Bella. I'm gonna have to go here eventually soon to feed the dogs and whatnot. But yeah, it's and rent's freaking expensive. It's so expensive. So I understand why people want to, try something different. And I think the whole, how can I send you a video of my SUV build? There's no music in it. Oh, well, Kevin, if you go over to my About page, or our About page, I always say my sometimes, but this Adventures R Us, I do, I guess this more, or sorry, like our Venture Overland. Like this isn't like the Adam channel. This is Adam and Cheyenne's channel. She's a huge part in the filming aspect of it. She doesn't like being in front of the camera too much, right? So I do the filming. Now, our Adventures Are Us, Cheyenne she does it all besides the talking and the filming. She does the research, the editing, in which hours and hours, excuse me, of an editing. This channel was just created because I wanted to edit. I enjoy the whole like editing process too. But because I did the talking, I did, I guess, the main camera work for our main channel, as I'll call it. I didn't get to edit, and Cheyenne wanted to be, you know, like an equal part into this. So she did all the research, she did all the editing. So after, you know, making almost 200 videos, I was like, I want to do some editing. So I started this channel, and it's been awesome because it's motivated us to get back to do what we love, and that's just to go camping. Well, and thank you, Jay. I'll let Cheyenne know that. Yeah, she was so particular with stuff, and the amount of editing she had to do to chop out all the things that I said wrong was it was a lot. But going back to you, Kevin, if you go to like our main homepage for the Adventure Overland, and if you go over to the About page, my email should be there, in adamzackel@gmail.com. You can send it that way, I think. You can reach out through Instagram, Adventure Overland 2023 is our Instagram handle. But yeah, you should be able to find like my email in the About page. And then even if you send an email, then we can talk and then go from there. So that's one thing I love about this community that we're building, is just we're treating this one totally different, right? This is about the love for outdoors, the love for camping, just trying to motivate people. You know, our channel is not one where we have, you know, the $100,000 rig. We got 2 vehicles outside that are 23 years old. Mine's got rust. Cheyenne's got rust. We got our problems. But that's, I think, more real. And I think people are appreciating that. That's like, hey, you know what? I got a nicer vehicle than them. So that's why we do it. And, you know, like Mike said, I believe that's the Mike, and I do apologize if you watch this later, Mike. He reached out on one of our mine exploring videos, and it's something that he likes, him and his girlfriend. And yeah, we want to get out and do stuff with you guys if you can, because it's fun, and it's fun being around like-minded people. You know, this channel alone, we have had the opportunity to meet some pretty incredible people. You know, and Walter and Joanne, they are awesome people. We love them so much, and it wasn't just we got to meet them, we got to meet their crew, and we're now a part of that crew, and it's a lot of fun. You know, as we get older, I think we pick and choose our friends a little bit, you know, or we're a little bit more picky. But I think if you like this type of, you know, if you like camping, if you love the outdoors, you know, that right there is, well, it's like checking things off. Well, you know, it's like we're on a date. And, you know, we haven't met one person that's, you know, like, oh, I can never talk to them again. You know, Jeremy, we've been talking on Instagram for at least a year now. It's really neat, just these connections that we're having with people, and everything that I wanted from that channel, we have that here. Hey, what's up, man? Supercharger X, that's a cool name. So yeah, I think we're building a strong, tight community. You know, we have over 9,000 people on that YouTube channel, And the amount of support we have on this small channel here is incredible. It's incredible. And on that note, in our last, when Cheyenne bought, we were doing like the walkthrough of her in Toyota. Somebody super chatted, or sorry, super stickered, whatever it is, $100 to us, which was it's hard to explain just how awesome and how exciting that is. It's incredible. That's not why we do YouTube by any means, but to the fact that somebody would do that for us is huge. And I know, you could look at things like, well, you're living in a house where you're paying $2,300. Like, you can't. We only moved because we had to. I would have still been living in that tiny little house if we didn't have to move. And the struggle and just how worried we were that, we're not going to freaking find anything. So we kind of jumped on the very first thing that we could find. And yeah, it's not like we have a lot, that's for sure. Like everything you guys are seeing here, this is all shit we found outside, basically. It's all, mining artifacts, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, no, you're right, Jay. The market in Hope, again, Hope's got maybe 6,000 people. And it's not just you're the only person looking. It's, they go up so fast. And I think this was just by chance that we got this place. When the pipeline was coming through Hope, rent and the prices of homes skyrocketed. It was insane. Yeah, we're super, we're extremely grateful that we found this place. And I guess I could tell you guys this little, and I know this might kind of not rub people the wrong way, but I'm not like, I don't, I grew up going to church as a kid, right? Not in religiously, it was once a month. Sometimes maybe my parents were proactive and we went like every Sunday. I was baptized as a kid, but as I grew up, I stopped going, right? I found it boring. I didn't see the need to go. And yeah, they're dropping like flies. But every once in a while, I do, I guess you could say, talk to God. And a lot of times it's when, shit's bad, right? When just you feel like you're struggling in life and whatnot. That's when I kind of seem like I will just kind of have a little talk with myself, and it's directed to the big guy. But when I have to beep somewhere. When we were told we had to leave, I remember sitting in the work truck outside of the bathrooms, getting ready to, go in there and clean. And this is at like 6 a.m, and just talking and saying, God, if you can help, make things work out so we don't have to move, try to yeah, I just asked for help on that and saying I didn't want to move and whatever. And our landlord, AJ or Alex, he is a Christian. He is a very like he's what I'm not, right? He goes to church every Sunday. He, prays at his meal times, which I'm none of those. And when we got told we had to move, Cheyenne wrote on the Hope Bulletin, just, hey, like basically just kind of putting out an ad for us, like looking for a rental. And Alex was the first person that reached out to us. And I talked, and like he left his number, and I called him when I was at work, like a few days later. And it was a good conversation. And he told me that he has never answered a post like that before, and never. But there was something that made him, write that message. He kind of felt like he was supposed to, that he was being told to. And that's what he told me. And there was something about us that he wanted to reach out. When we came and looked at this place, there was, again, we pulled up with the Denali with the rooftop tent on it, and it's kind of loud, and it's definitely, people know it's older, and the family that was here before us is cruising in like the electric freaking Tesla or something. It was, two extremely nice vehicles. It was a big family, and he chose us. And he didn't. And the ad, after he showed us the ad, when we came and looked at it, the rent was $2,900. He didn't want pets. He dropped the rent from $2,900 to $2,350. He allowed us to have pets here. Now, sure, I had to pay, well, half month's rent for a pet deposit, but the fact that he did all those things to like welcome us into this home, it wasn't until like after being here, it's like I had that revelation, if that's the word, that was that a sign, and again, if you unsubscribe, you unsubscribe. Like I said, I'm just a real person. I don't care what you believe, what you don't believe, and like I said, I am not one who and follows anything. Yes, I'll continue with all like the little gifts he's gotten us. And yeah, he no, 100%, Jay. That's something I need to do more of. I think is just, and I especially do now because I do feel extremely grateful. But as I was saying, it's like after being here, and I kind of thought about it more. It's like, you know what? God couldn't change what was happening with me moving, but he gave me a hand up. He made my life better. This house has made me feel so good, and it's like I never knew that. At the same time, I was talking in the beginning here about how cool it would be to live in a van. But at the same time, just a better neighborhood, a newer home, right? I'm not dealing with single pane and windows and just an old house, right? It's like putting lipstick on a pig. It's still a pig. And yeah, I definitely feel like this was, my prayers being answered, I guess, in a different way. But, and And Alex and his wife, that's my landlords, have been awesome. They met with us, gave us a bottle of wine for my birthday, and I don't drink wine, still have that in my wine rack that I have just to make me look like an adult. And he gave us a welcoming card and gift card to the Save On grocery store for $100, which was again incredible. Never had a landlord do that. And then for Cheyenne's birthday, which is coming up this month, the 23rd, and they live in Surrey and they don't like to really drive in the winter, but they took us out, and one of our neighbors, because they've been like longtime friends, out to a restaurant here in Hope, the Korean restaurant, I think it's called. And that was kind of for Cheyenne's and birthday. It's incredible. I get at least one text from him a month, mid-month, just, hey, like, how's it going? How you guys doing? Just because he's genuinely just curious about how we're doing, how things are going, if we have any questions about the house. So this has been pretty incredible, and I think it was meant to happen. I love how happy Cheyenne is. I love how happy our daughter is. When Tynan comes over, he's just like, what the hell? Now you guys move into the bigger house? But it's great, Tynan and Jada will be coming. Okay, so my email is Adam, ADAM, and then Z, ADAMZAKALL @gmail.com. It's my name, just without the S. But you should find it in the out page. If it's not there, then, or there should be a button that says something. I can't check. I don't have my other phone on me. Or let me just go check. Just one sec, guys. All right. Oops, switch accounts. Yeah, if any of you guys ever want just to reach out a little bit more privately. Okay, so, and technically, you can see this, sorry, it's not an about page anymore, but you see up here where it says like a little blurb about us, you hit the more button, and then if you scroll down, you'll say contact us. Right there. That's my email right there. So, just to show you again, if you guys ever want to reach out to us and get together. So on the main page, where the little blurb here, it's, welcome to our channel, hit more, scroll down. Hey, yeah, you guys are late, Jesus. That's where our email is. So, but yeah, that's, yeah, you can always write us, when I ask sometimes in videos too, I know that some people might be, and thank you, Jay. I appreciate that, buddy. And we're super glad to, and life was pretty stressful there for a while. It took a good month to kind of recoup from the whole stress of moving. It just drained me out mentally, right? I don't handle stuff like that very good. I feel like I take the weight on my shoulders, like the whole weight, right? Because I think a lot of us and guys do. We want to kind of take the burden and, be the ones that deal with it. I'm going to close the door because our daughter is gaming. But, so yeah, it took a long time, and that's why I think videos I just had no energy to go out and film. I literally didn't. It would have just been like, welcome back. I was just so drained. But, yeah, so that's I think that's going to be it, guys. We've been going now for almost an hour, so I appreciate how many people have been here. I appreciate uh, just the talking with you guys. It's a lot of fun. You know, I would do these almost every day, but I think you'd get bored of that eventually, and I don't have enough to talk about. But this is what it's a lot of fun, and I appreciate just all your guys' love and support. Kevin, hopefully that email will work for you. And then just again, shoot me an email and we can figure it out because I would love to see your builds. So I have kind of some plans with before I go. So Cheyenne's new, and you know, leave a comment down, guys, because again, conversation here is great, but also, yeah, we will see you guys. I was actually talking about that we're going out on Saturday. I'll probably text you afterwards because we have no idea what time we're in meeting. But so now that we have two in vehicles, and obviously we bought the 4Runner as also an off-road rig. I was kind of thinking about putting, I'm not so sure yet, like either building out two rigs the same in sense, right? You know, getting Cheyenne, you know, like an awning, a tent, a kitchen probably, you know, kind of doing the same for two vehicles because we're not going to take out both vehicles every single time. Now, the times that we do that, well, we could always just, you know, we're not just going to set up two tents and then each have our own tent. We would have probably marital problems if we did do that. But been kind of thinking about doing that. Or if we were to take basically everything from the Denali, the kitchen, the fridge, and the tent, and maybe not the awning, but putting that onto Cheyenne's 4Runner, and then doing a build in the back of the Denali. It wouldn't be anything too crazy, but definitely a bed platform with some storage underneath, some type of cooking like area, but it would be just for those. The Denali's getting old, right? Like, you know, obviously they're the same year, but the Denali's got over 100,000 kilometers more than the 4Runner. You know, I don't want to say it's time to retire her, but yeah, I don't know what to do. These are all just kind of thoughts. What do you guys think? What would you guys want to see? You know, and do you even care, right? So if you have any suggestions down below in the comments, you know, and ask away, or tell me what you guys would do, because I could either build out two in vehicles kind of the same, and then at least we're prepared either way. I do like the simplicity of just being able to kind of pull up someplace and jump in the back, and you know, I'm already set up kind of like an RV. But at the same time too, we could buy a cheap, that's right, Jeremy, as long as you're a bed, yeah, 100%. That's something that I've noticed when you know, so I've taken out the kitchen and the fridge out of the Denali like ever since we moved, and I put it in for a little bit, but it's spent more time now in the garage than it has in the back of the truck. And I've enjoyed the simplicity of just going out with a grill, cooking over the fire, you know, the amount of weight too, like the tent and the kitchen and the fridge, that's probably getting close to, you know, 300-400 pounds right there. When we do go out in the backcountry now, the Denali, it definitely doesn't drag its ass over, you know, the cross and ditches and stuff like it used to. So I definitely have to do some heavy duty springs in the back of that. They're probably the original springs. That would help a lot. But it's been nice just kind of getting back to how this whole love for camping and the outdoors kind of started. Just a vehicle, the bare necessities, and just going out and enjoying. So that's something I've definitely, yeah, I'm sure yeah, the Denali's a pig on fuel. I think even on the highway, it's like 13 um, miles to the gallon or whatever. Sometimes like 50. It's a pig. It's a pig. That's one thing I've noticed with Cheyenne's Toyota is we can go to Chilliwack and back on $30 and still have money in the or still have gas in the tank. The Denali, I pay 30. I have to put 30 in just to get home. So yeah, that's kind of our plan with the trucks. But yeah, I appreciate as they age, they do get thirsty. I kind of think it's got like a fuel, like a straw, like one of those big ones, like for milkshakes, which just that's the Denali. If I mat it hard enough, I can see the gas gauge move. But that's what 360 horsepower will do. So that's one thing Cheyenne has not enjoyed about the Toyota. She's like, it sounds like a sewing machine, and she misses. So every time we get in the Denali, I like to just hot rod around a little bit just to make her feel jealous. So, but you might have the more capable off-road, but I'll smoke you on the highway. So it's been fun. But I'll end her now, guys. And thank you so much. There will be a video on Sunday of us going out up the Coquihalla, cooking up a simple meal, but it was definitely a beautiful spot and a pretty big milestone happened. And if you watched the beginning of this live stream, I just came out and told you so about what that was and how I was so disappointed in myself. And then yeah, we are going out with Walter and Joanne. Yes, he could rent. Yeah, we have 2 dog houses in the back that we built ourselves out of skids. They're actually pretty nice. So no, you don't go back and watch. I've already told you guys through text. But anyways, guys, yeah, so we're gonna go out on Saturday, hopefully do some winter camping. I was able to pick up a few items that I'm excited to share, I guess, and use for this next video. And it also will help too with like a title and stuff, right? Because it's all about your thumbnail, a catchy title. So this all is kind of falling into place pretty well. But again, and thank you so much everybody for just being subscribed to this channel, being subscribed to just plain Jane ordinary people. It means a lot to us, and we're forever grateful for each and every one of you. And I wish I could tell this to everyone who is subscribed to the channel, but you guys are all awesome, and guys and gals are all awesome. And it means a lot that you've wanted just to support, just my family. But that's it, guys. Have a great Friday tomorrow. Have a great weekend. Hopefully you get out and go on your own adventure, even if it's just something small. That's what it's all about. But that's it. And yeah, we'll see you on Sunday. I will premiere that video. So you have a good night too, Jansen. So yeah, if you guys want, again, when I premiere, 95% of the time, and one of us is there during the premiere. And it's, again, another opportunity to just kind of watch along with you and just chit chat. So yeah, that'll be on Sunday at 5. And that's it. So love you guys. Take care. We'll see you in the next one.